مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم.
Sayyiduna Malik bin Dinar Rahmatullah Ta'ala alayhi stated, while on my way to Makkah Mukarramah for Hajj, along with the caravan, I came across a young man who did not have any conveyance and was traveling on foot without any provisions. Approaching the young man, I said salam that he replied to. I then asked him, "O young man, where have you come from?" He replied, "I am coming from him, i.e. Allah Azza wa Jal." When I asked where he was going to, he replied the same, "I am going to him, i.e. Allah Azza wa Jal." I asked, "Where are your provisions?" He replied, "Fulfillment of my needs depends upon the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal." I said, "You would not be able to cover such a long journey without water and other provisions. Do you have anything to meet your needs during the journey?" He replied, "I took 5 letters as my provisions for the journey while leaving my home." Sayyiduna Malik bin Dinar Rahmatullah Ta'ala alayh goes on to say, I asked him, "Which letters?" He replied, "The Quranic letters Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad." When I asked what was meant by these letters, he replied, "Kaf meaning Kafi, i.e. fulfiller of needs. Ha means Hadi, guide. Ya means the one who gives refuge. Ain means Alim, the one who knows. And Sad means Sadiq, truthful. Therefore, the one whose companion is the fulfiller of needs, guide, provider of refuge, knower and truthful, how can he fear the dangers and hardships of the journey? And why should he bother to carry the burden of food and water?" Sayyiduna Malik bin Dinar Rahmatullah Ta'ala alayhi stated, impressed by what he said, I presented him my qamis, i.e. a long, loose and full-sleeved shirt, which he refused to accept, and said, "O Shaykh, remaining unclothed is better than wearing the shirt of this mortal world, because one will face accountability for availing its halal things and torment for indulging in its haram things." When night fell, he looked at the sky and began to plead in these words, "O the one who gets pleased with the good deeds of his bondmen and who can never be harmed by their sins, bless me with what makes you pleased and forgive that which cannot cause any harm to you." Putting on ihram, when people recited labbaik, he remained silent. I asked him why he did not recite labbaik. He replied, "I fear that my labbaik will not be accepted, depriving me of good fortune. I also fear that Allah Azza wa Jal will neither listen to me nor will He Azza wa Jal look mercifully at me." He then left and I could not see him throughout the way. When I reached Mina, I found him reciting some Arabic couplets whose translation is as follows: "Without doubt, my beloved likes sacrifice. Therefore, my life is ready to be sacrificed for him within and outside haram. By Allah Azza wa Jal, if only my soul knows whom it loves, it will stand on its head instead of its feet. Criticizer, do not criticize me, just because of my devotion to him. If you see what I see, you will never ever criticize me. On the day of Eid, people are sacrificing goats, sheep and camels, whereas I will be sacrificed for my beloved this day. People have performed Hajj, whereas my Hajj is to meet my beloved. People have offered him their sacrifices, while I have offered him my life and blood as a sacrificial gift. He then began to supplicate in a beseeching manner, O Allah Azza wa Jal, people have offered you their sacrifices, gaining your closeness. I have nothing except for my life, which I can offer as a sacrifice to attain your closeness. Please accept my sacrifice. Then uttering a loud cry, he fell on the ground and passed away. Sayyiduna Malik bin Dinar, Rahmatullah Ta'ala عليه, stated that a voice was heard from Ghaib. He is a beloved bondman of Allah Azza wa Jal. He has been killed by the sword of divine love. Then Sayyiduna Malik bin Dinar, Rahmatullah Ta'ala عليه, performed his funeral rites. May Allah Azza wa Jal have mercy on him and forgive us without any accountability for his sake. Ameen. Bijah Nabiyyil Ameen. Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib. Sallallahu Ta'ala ala Muhammad. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Madina